Hey, what's crackin' peeps? I'm glad to see you back, and today what I have for you guys is episode 2 of our vanilla map making series. In the last episode I asked you guys what should we actually do for the antagonist of the map, and so with the help of everybody down in the description, we've come up that Herobrine is actually going to be the main antagonist of this map, and then his right hand man who does all of his espionage and dirty work is actually going to be the Ender Dragon, which now that I'm thinking about it, it really does match the purple and black color scheme that we had already. I also want to say thanks to everybody who came out for the live stream. We did get a whole lot done there. We finished up this mountain a little bit more and we began to create this lobby. Now this is going to be the central spawn area of when you first join the map and you gotta wait for 3 other players or however many. And yeah, so we came up with this cool floor using particles and everything, and yeah, just thanks for everybody for coming out. And one more thing, we also made a cave of casserole right here, down inside the side of the mountain. Just thought I should point that out. So I've also been thinking a lot about the board pieces that we're going to be using, and this is what I've came up with. So I've gone for kind of a traditional styled board game piece that you can use, and yeah, the really awesome part about this though is that how fluently it moves. So if we do something like this, hey, look how cool it is. It's so awesome. It moves fluently, it looks natural, it's not all chunky like blocks if we were to be cloning something. So basically how this is working is we have strategically placed minecarts all along here with different offsets, and that all creates this. It only takes 7 layers of glowstone under everywhere that you want it to be. That's one little minor setback, but it's alright. And yeah, all that you need to create it is up here. And so what I think I want to do for this episode is start from square one. So I started with the lobby already, and what I did was, if the players are brand new to the game, all that's going to happen is they're added to a lobby team. That's why my name's green right now. And they're teleported right here and set their spawn point and everything. And yeah, so that's what happens as soon as you join the game. Now I'm going to work out how the players are actually going to select their class. Alright, so we are back and I got a couple of my friends online now. And so we're going to showcase to you guys how you actually choose your class. So you can scroll up and down between these 9 colors, and then let's say I want to be the lime character, okay? You just right click, and then the lime character appears. You can either say yes, that's who I want to be, or no, that's not who I want to be. I'm just going to click no right now. If anybody else can just go ahead and place down yours, showing the feature that how when other players choose a specific class, you see that option is then removed from my GUI, which is very cool. And then when they cancel, it's then added back, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then let's say, okay, I want to be orange. I can just hit yes, and then it's going to say I'm waiting for other players. Okay, so this is pretty much all the redstone that it takes to make this possible, and yeah, I know it's pretty massive for just a small little feature that we put into the game, but you know, I'm alright with it being this big, because it was a pretty huge part. It needed to look as professional as possible, and yeah, I'm really happy with how that outcome was. One thing I'm going to do differently from now on though, is I'm saving all of the command block explanations for the very end of the video. So that means that everybody who's here just to watch progress, to just watch how the game's coming along and make everything smooth, they can stay and watch it, but then everybody who wants to know how the command blocks worked can actually stay for the whole entire length of the video, including the very end. So I'm just going to go ahead and start a time lapse of us building. We're going to finish up the mountainous region, maybe go on and do some other stuff, maybe get some more redstone features in, but it's going to be a good time for me to talk to you guys a lot about what's going on with the series, and yeah, I can play some music too in the background. Alright, let's get on started. Alright, so I just want to start this off by saying thank you to everybody who's been showing your awesome support. I mean, all of your recommendations, all your comments, all your likes, all the feedback I've gotten from the series from the first episode is really amazing. Hopefully we can keep that up. One thing I do want to ask you guys though is what can I do to keep this series interesting, keep this series amazing, and just to keep you guys watching. Because as of right now, all that we're really doing is we're doing a redstone creation, and then we're doing a building time lapse. And then the next episode, redstone creation, building time lapse. So it's just going to be like that for the most part. Well, at least that's all I have planned. I want you guys to recommend what else I can actually do to help keep this interesting. But besides for that, I'd just like to repeat thank you to everybody who did come out for the live stream. I know I will be live streaming quite frequently on this series, in particular on Twitch. I'll usually post a video saying, hey, I'm live streaming in 5 hours, I'm live streaming in 2 hours. So just make sure you check for those videos, and I'll usually live stream for at least a minimum of 2 hours and then probably a maximum of 6. And that's pretty much all I have for this little chat here, so yeah, just enjoy the rest of the music, and I'll get back to you in a couple. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this episode. This is the mountainous region as it is now. So you see we expanded the bridge, we added one more little spot right here, made the waterfall better, started to close off the end of the mountain, and well, I tried to work a little bit on the bottom of the lake. I was trying to just imagine in my head how it would work. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this episode. So I'm going to go ahead and do the command block explanations now, but for those of you who aren't going to stay, if you enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you have any ideas or suggestions, go ahead and comment, and if you have not yet subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe. Alright, well, peace. Alright, so for the explanation of all the command blocks, it starts with a constant teleport of all players. Each player 1 through 4 has their own command block, and what it's doing is it's just locking their certain position with a certain XY direction, so it just locks their point of view, okay? And then what's happening is it's a replace item for each one of their inventory spots. Now that's how you get the GUI for the colors that you want to actually pick. So that's all 9 of these command blocks right here. And then this is how it actually determines what color each player placed down. So what it's doing is it's executing, for this example, it's all players with a score of player 1. It's detecting 3 blocks in the direction if they place down a wool block, okay? And if they did, so what's going to happen is these towers right here are what actually spawn in the structures, the player pieces, okay? So if it does detect that the player placed down a wool block, what's going to happen is basically it's summoning in the structure relative to the player 1. Then what's happening is it's emptying this command block right here, okay? And so, or I mean it's emptying this command block, okay? So what this does is that this prevents all the other players from getting the option to lay down the black player, okay? And then what's happening is it's just clearing all players of wool with a damage value of 15, so that completely removes the option of being the black piece. And then, and yeah, that's pretty much it for how it's actually working. Some other things that's happening is it's just clearing the player's inventory, and then what it's doing is it's setting their color score to 11, okay? So initially their color score is 0, then it sets it to 11. Say you place purple down, it's going to set your color score to 12, then 13, then 14. And basically all that does is it gets you ready for this, okay? Now what this is doing, it's a replace item. The command blocks are down here. So what it's saying is replace item for all players who have a color score minimum of 10. So all players who have a color score above 10, which you can only achieve by placing down a color, is it's going to put the green yes block in your first inventory slot and the no red block in your 9th inventory slot. And then we have the same type of detection right here, except what it's doing is if it detects that your score of your color is below or above 10, and then it detects that you place down a wool block, block, what it's going to do is it's going to then remove 10 from your color score, okay? So if your color score, if you place down this, it sets it to 11, okay? And then if you choose yes, it will then set your color score to 1. 1 is the score of black. If you place down purple, it's going to set your color score to 12, and then if you hit yes, it will then subtract 10, setting your color score to 2, and that's the color score of purple. And yeah, and then what happens is that if you actually choose no, what it's going to do is it's going to set a block right here. Now what this is it's executing on all players who have a score of color minimum, or a score just of color 12, or whichever score it is. There's all 9 colors right here. What it's doing is that if you had a score of 12 and you chose no, it's going to put that command block back. Ooh, snap. Okay, well that's fine. It's going to put that command block back. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on. And then what it's doing is it's setting your player score back to 0, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then it's killing all the minecarts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It clones this template right here up into there to get the command black back. And yeah, so that was kind of the rough overview of how this actually works. But yeah, so yep. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you want more and have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any comments or ideas, just go ahead and write them down in the comments. Alright, well, peace.